And if this doesn't work, I'm buying a new truck. I don't care.
Try it again. Yes! Yes! We are going to go look at this guy. She call me daddy, I say yes, but no, she not my daughter. Because I know, I mean, I have you on Facebook. I know you really stuff, so. Okay.
Happier than mine.
For YouTube, because I got that guapi all up on me, mixed the rig with the egg. Yeah, well. Oh, this, right? Okay. Spot the Grom bike, guys. Really great guy. He's gonna send it up on the ramp now.
Yeah, you are ballsy, dude. Yeah, we're at
nice work.
We're Landy's house right now. Yeah. We're down the road. We'll be there in legit 5 minutes. I do circles. Circles. You're gonna have to delete a lot of that audio. He's just sitting there going, I do circles.
My name is Jason Terrazano. I'm 26 years old. Commercial and industrial plumbing, pipe fitting, etc.
What is your dream diesel truck?
My dream diesel truck is a 2006 LBZ Cat Eye, like fully loaded, captain's chairs, you know, sunroof, the whole nine. Mint condition, you know, low miles. Just, I think what everybody would want.
It's never been.
Actually started working on the Duramax. We finally got the first nice week in New England. It's like 50 degrees. I am starting the CP3 fuel pump replacement, but before you can do that, you have to drain all the coolant out of the petcock down here. I've already done that. There's a million wiring harnesses and plugs that you have to disconnect, and I've already removed or loosened my AC compressor and the alternator. So that's where I'm at right now. And then this coolant wide pipe has to come off. The turbo inlet has to come off, and then a bunch of other things from that point on. We've made good progress. The turbo inlet is off and tools everywhere. Some of them are in the truck. Just to show you, the CP3, what I'm accessing is right here. It's basically in this area. Let me put the flash on. So the CP3 is right there. You can see that's the back of the housing. And the last things that need to come out before I can access that is this diesel fuel junction block. I need to take off these hard lines. I have a bunch of things already disconnected. I've been told two different things, but I'm almost positive that this Y bridge needs to come off for the intercooler, because I just don't see how you can have enough room to push the CP3 forward. I mean, maybe. I'm gonna try and take it out without taking off the Y bridge after taking off the fuel junction. And if I can't take it out without taking that out, then I'll take out that Y bridge. And then there's two bolts in the front of the engine that hold on the CP3.
Can you explain how you got here?
If you guys remember from the previous videos, in the beginning of last year, 2024, I purchased this truck off a buddy in pretty bad shape. I put some money into it, and it was great. I used it for towing and work for about three and a half months, and then it stopped starting. I asked around for help to see who could work on it. I got the name of this pretty trusty, seemed somewhat reputable shop in New Hampshire, and I brought it to them. I believe, I don't have any evidence, but I truly believe from some fishing around that the parts were never ordered. So parts deposit taken, parts not ordered, and then it got neglected, shoved in the woods for 5 or 6 months. And then I stopped receiving responses from the guy, and from that point on, I called AAA and I towed it back to my house.
So we have made a massive amount of progress on the Duramax. I've just got the CP3 ready to come out. There's one bolt left holding it in, but I've got the fuel junction block out. I've got the intercooler Y pipe out of the belly of the engine. So we've got lots and lots of things torn apart. There's probably about 20 electrical connectors in here. And, oh, I don't know, 3 or 4, 5 different fuel lines that all had to come out, most of them hard lines, so it was an insane pain in the ass. But I was able to finally get the junction block out, which allowed me to get this hard fuel line out, which allowed me to get the wide pipe out, which is absolutely incredible. And there's one bolt for the CP3 that's down here. There's 4 bolts holding that on, and I'll show you all the rest of that stuff's in the truck. So I can't believe it. I finally did it. Of course, the key is to putting this all back together and have it function properly, but we'll see. So I have just gotten the CP3 out of the Duramax, which is an insane job. The next thing that has to happen is this gear has to come off and go onto the new CP3 along with this, where the bracket actually mounts into the engine. But like I've said before, and some of you may already know, that they are buried halfway inside the engine. Sorry, I don't have the flash on, but it goes right in there. Plenty of videos telling you how to remove this, but the one thing nobody ever mentioned is that it is absolutely impossible to remove if you don't loosen this fuel line junction block. There's a junction block over here, which they say to remove, but nobody mentions removing this one. So it is impossible to remove. Maybe you can do it, but I was not able to do it unless you remove this junction block right here. So just wise words of advice for you. So gear and thing off. I'm sorry, I don't know the proper names for them, but they are off the old CP3, which is over here. And now I can go back to AutoZone and get my $200 core charge, because here is the new one. And the old one will get replaced by this. And look, O-rings. So I can replace that on this thing over here. There is an O-ring on that. Unfortunately, when I was putting the CP3 back in, I forgot to put in an O-ring. So I actually had to pull it back out, pull the gear apart and the bracket back apart, put the O-ring in, and put the CP3 back in. And now we're at that point. The CP3 is hopefully in for the last time, but now, before I can put all this back together, I lost one of these bolts for it, so I have to go get a new bolt. And then I can put in the Y bridge, and then the few regulator blocks on either side, and then all the electrical harnesses and other things like this coolant pipe and stuff can go back together as well. So yeah, that's what it's like working on vehicles. It just sucks all the time.
If it was your truck in this scenario, what would you have done?
I probably would have done the same thing you did and just gone and picked it up and, you know, literally just done exactly what you did. If I had spent more money, there's a lot more roped into it, then that's when you can get more people involved. But thankfully there wasn't too much money involved in it, so I don't think it had to escalate that high. I think it was just going to pick it up and whatnot, and we're just lucky that we can call the right people.
Okay, I'm not sure how well you guys can see this, but we are very close to having the Duramax fully assembled. I've got both the pressure regulator blocks, or the relief blocks, in. There's one right there. There's the other one in. These hard lines are tight. The Y bridge is in. I've still got to put in the map sensor, but this is incredible. I've got all these little brackets back together, as well as back here. And the only things left are putting in the D&D rubber lines. Then we have to put the fuel lines back on for the FICM. And then after that, it's just all 22 wiring connectors, AC compressor, alternator, turbo inlet, drive belt, put coolant back in it. I can't believe this. We are so close. And if this doesn't work, I'm buying a new truck. I don't care.
6 hours later.
Just about got the Duramax ready to try and start up for the first time under its own power. Since I started taking it apart, we have the entire engine back together, minus the intake where the mass airflow sensor goes to here. But I've just got to put the belt on the alternator. Everything else here, I tried to double check every single line, every single bolt, every single whatever that is. Now we are in the middle of bleeding the coolant system, which it looks like it's just about done. And then I have to bleed the fuel system. We are ready for a startup, so I'm very excited. I'm either gonna find out I'm keeping this truck, or I'm going to go buy a manual Cummins.
I have a basic understanding of mechanics, but just diesels are slightly different. There's always something niche. So I reached out to a couple good buddies of mine that I knew what they were talking about. And so they gave me some really great advice on helping me diagnose this truck and get it started. Would you have attempted this job yourself?
I probably would have, And I'm not saying I'd complete it and actually get everything right, but I'd attempt it myself if I had like a space like this to do so. Just somewhere I could stay out of the elements.
Now, you guys can't tell from this video, but this was absolutely grueling. Everything is difficult to access. Everything is difficult to take apart. There's hard fuel lines everywhere. There's rubber vacuum lines everywhere. Everything's buried under something. Try it again.
All right, she just started up, but I don't know if it's just a fake. So Wizzy's gonna turn the key. We're gonna find out. Yeah, fix it. Yeah. Yes, dude. Oh my God. I'm so happy. Oh, yes. Now that the truck works properly as a vehicle that should run and stop and turn back on and get you to where you need to be, I have bought new speakers for her. So we've got, I don't know if these will fit, these are for the rear doors. And then I got Concert Series Kenwoods for the front. I just turned them on, but my other phone's in the house, so I can't show you, but they look really cool and they sound really good. I just tested them. So I'm gonna work on this side, and then basically it's the same as the other side. These door panels are really easy to take apart. They lift up, there's one bolt inside, and the rear panel, there's the cover for this handle and it lifts up too. So really, really easy stuff to work on.
It's always a scene at this kid's house.
What is the biggest automotive L you've ever taken?
Probably doing all that work to my truck that I have now and putting all the money into it.
Were you sure if you truly diagnosed or fixed it correctly?
This, honestly, I was going straight off a whim. I really had no idea. I was just using my knowledge of mechanics basically to get me through this. I had no clue if the truck was going to start. I didn't even know if I was chasing the right problems. I kind of just went down the line of things I thought might be wrong in the fuel system, and I went cheap to most expensive before injectors, and now stay tuned because we might be coming up on that.
Hi. Oh, I'm so excited.
This is my regular film. Putting anything in there makes no sense.
Which one do you want to drive, Trevor, the mini truck or the Beamer?
Why would you ask Trevor that? He knows what he wants to drive.
I don't know, man. That's kind of a tough one.
That Beamer is you can't, but like it's an unregistered, so you have to stay in line.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Bro, that car
Beamer,
spins
Beamer,
the tire in any
Beamer,
gear.
Beamer.
But like, don't go pulling away, or you're gonna get arrested.
No, bro, you don't understand. We're gonna get back. Trevor's going to be good. Trevor's gonna buy it by the end of the test drive. I swear to God.
I know, or he's gonna like do
that
donuts
car
in
is
the parking
actually
lot.
incredible. Just fine. Bro, let it warm up before you beat on it. No, we're not beating on it because it's for sale.
No, they're both sick. They're just both unregistered, so I have to stay behind you guys.
We are at going.
I started.
Boss Trevor.
Finally moving these out.
Maxwell.
Oh, it's so nice in here. I'm gonna try not to get dirty. Oh God.
This is Trevor's Chariot on the way home. This is not good. Remember, keep it clean. It's for
So I
sale.
believe this is what.
Oh yeah, remember, it's for
driving
sale.
over.
Uninsured,
I know, we're gonna
Trevor.
get back and I'm gonna have to buy it. Like,
Uninsured.
well, that's kind of cool.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, this is where there was like a fire. They had a fire here. Goran's house was
And
just
now,
like smoke
Beamer.
galore. Yeah.
This awesome.
There was mad fires around here.
Well, yeah, the Linwoods.
The Linwoods, yeah. Smoke. You could see smoke like standing over his house. It was wild. It was wild.
Oh, and they're sending me a new tow hook for this.
Yeah, I know. They said they were just looking for a new
Yep.
manufacturer.
That's correct.
The mini truck is sick too, dude. But
Oh,
tough market right now, man. It's everything under 10 now. That's like that's what it's looking like for the most part.
Love it with the new exhaust. Lou's did a great job fixing this.
I was like, bro, why do you have a holster with
amazing.
no gun?
I'm sure you remember from the last time.
Red leather seat with a knife hanging off my pocket.
Facts.
I take that off.
Two really great specimens.
I
Honestly, can't believe that
I
these
said that
haven't
to him.
sold yet.
I was
but
like, they do look sick.
this, I'm not. I'm being stingy on this. This deserves
These ones?
all the money, in my opinion. It's a really fantastic.
I'll have light go in front of you,
21, we
and
got
I'll be
Trevor
behind
in
you.
the 335. Max is going to be driving the Duramax.
You're leading the way.
Yeah. That's
So
what I figured.
Trevor said go in front of him,
Yeah.
and then
Lead
I'll stay
Trevor and then
behind you
you.
guys. Yeah.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was a good time.
Okay,
You
cool.
should have heard me when
I think I heard you a couple times.
No, I turned it on and the seatbelt came close to me and I was just like, no thank you.
Yeah. It does that. It's funny because it like pulls it out toward you.
No, it's definitely fun. It is a fun little car. Like, you know,
Absolutely.
just to get in one.
It's a riot.
It is. For what it is, it's decently quick. I mean,
Yeah.
what turbo is it? Turbo?
Yeah, twin turbo.